Hey y'all, Bad Girl Mystic here with another vlog on coloring and talking to y'all about healing trauma. Got a 60s Spotify playlist playing. And where we left off yesterday, I was talking about the root chakra connecting to the ace chakra, also known as balancing our energies. Our masculine, feminine. So root chakra, which is about survival, that's our masculine. In many ways, that's our masculine energy and feminine energy to me both, because of Mother Earth is a feminine element, and that's the element that's connected to the root chakra. But also there's the masculine and the dynamic of survival. So, and then when you connect it, and also our consciousness, how we move through the world. What are we ingesting? How are we moving? What are we smelling? What are we seeing? What are we feeling? What are we tasting? What are we touching? That's it. That's kind of like our program, as we move through the environment around us. How are we interpreting the stimuli that's coming through to us? Now, the ace chakra, which is the quantum field of potential, that to me, that's more of our, it's our unconscious. It's everything. It holds the field of information. Like our DNA holds all this information of everything around us. But hold on, time out. I have a chihuahua in my lap that's slipping. Real quick, oops, I always forget to do this. I was just using, this is from one of my hand-me-down supplies from like when I was in my 20s, from an old boyfriend who was an artist, who got them from his mom, who was an artist. So that's the name of it. I think it's Low Cornell, and it's moss green. These pencils, they're not my favorite. They're very dry. They're not creamy like a Crayola, but I have noticed that for very light shading, they work really well. So that's been my new jam. And then I just, this is kind of dark to me right now, so I just want to touch that up just a little bit to match the overall brightness. So this is what I got done yesterday. I would spin the camera around, but I already had a bad pancake in the first video. I had to delete because I tried moving the camera and was unable to get it back, and then it just stopped recording. So, and anywho, but down here, this is some of the stuff I got done since I last talked to you yesterday. I wasn't going to do this page. I was going to hold off on doing this page till the full moon, and it just called to me and I was unable to resist. And these, Amy calls these scones, but to me they kind of look like shortbread cookies, so I kind of, that's what I was thinking of, going, yum, shortbread cookies, when I was coloring that. Still want to do a little more detail on the pots and things, but sometimes I wait to do details till I finish the background. Now, if you saw the February review of my pages, or the picnic pages with the cheese and crackers, that one, I did a lot of blue because I wanted to try out Amy's way of doing it, where she colors the background first. I'd never done that, so I gave it a try. You don't know unless you try. Wasn't my favorite, I'll be honest. I like doing the background last, but that's, that's just the way I color. Anyhow, so this is the moon page I'm working on, and March 21st we move from the root chakra cycle, which we've been talking about, into the sacral chakra, the chakra of feelings and our sexual organs, and it's the color orange. So I went for a nice soft peach. One I want to do is software motif for spring. We'll see what happens. A lot of times my stuff just I end up building so much color that it just becomes bright as opposed to soft. I don't have a plan ahead of time. I don't lay out swatches. Amy has great videos on YouTube for the Coloring Book of Shadows, her channel, that you can watch. It'll teach you how to like plan your colors and stuff like that. Me, I like to work more intuitive. I look at what I have in front of me and I go, let's try that. So, everyone's got their own style and what works for them. For me, a looser kind of approach also helps me back to what we were talking about yesterday, the root chakra, connecting the root chakra with the eighth chakra, is essentially the root chakras are your conscious brain, the eighth chakra is your unconscious. And so you can look at the eighth chakra as our connection of, I was talking about the heart force field, where we can feel a football field away, where we're literally feeling into the quantum field of potential. And we're taking all that information into our consciously and unconsciously. We have so much information coming at us all the time that consciously we're unable to filter it all at once. We actually limit what we take in. This causes a lot of miscommunication. A lot of times we'll skim over something because we think, oh, I already know what that is. I don't need to let's do that. I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember if I told you or if it was in the last video, so I'm going to just say it again. The first pancake video. I am listening to Spotify 60s playlist. I was born in the 60s. So once again, I've been talking about like the root chakra and getting in touch with the root chakra. Listening to music from when you were a kid is a great way to do that. It brings up a lot of memories. So I like to do that while I'm coloring. Why do I want to tap into my unconscious? Because the unconscious is where we hold the beliefs behind our triggers of how this is protecting us and why it will override everything. Like, I've been in a car accident where I've been knocked unconscious, and it amazes me that I'm still functioning, have no memory of anything that happened, and that my body was still breathing and taking care of me and taking in all that information. So our unconscious, it's also the microcosm and the macrocosm. It's an unlimited quantum field of potential because we have so many different combinations that can be built upon our experiences and our values and our beliefs. But where we get tripped up is when those experiences and values and beliefs are triggering a survival reaction. And so the more we know our story, the more we connect to our story. Once again, so connecting our root chakra, our foundation, especially ages 0 to 7, which some were spent nonverbal, where you were just like, they call it tabula rasa, a sponge. You're absorbing everything. It is important for us to connect. Now I'm using a little bit of teal. I like to on the rosemary. It's important for us to not only delve into our environment and how we're functioning and how we're treating our human body to heal, but go beyond the whole self-care thing. It's not about creating moments. It's about creating a deeper connection with your story and who you are, and coming to a place of peace and resolution with that and understanding. And the more we understand ourselves, the more we understand how our physical body works, the more we understand how our creative desires work, our physical going into that bridge into second chakra, the deeper we can honor our connection to the quantum field of potential, whatever you call that, however you frame that in your belief system, is all that matters, because it's your ride, it's your journey. No one else can have your journey. When we come into conflict with our shadows, it's because there's a belief that we should be doing it different. There's a belief that, or a desire to do it different, but we keep getting tripped up by having the same reaction. Then we get mad at ourselves, and it just creates this endless loop and cycle. So the more we can connect and accept who we are, the more powerful we become and the more balanced we become, and we fully are able to start using the all the amazing parts to being human that we call the human experience. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. We'll continue more tomorrow. As always, you guys, feel free to like drop me a question. I'll never use your name. You know, if I share it. I've had a few questions I've been thinking about sharing. If you have anything anything I've said that you want to know more about, let me know. Just feel free to DM me. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. Mwah. Peace out.